All right, so this is going to be our second lesson on citing sources and avoiding plagiarism. So this one is going to be a little bit different. Practice with the source, examples, and advice. So on the next page, you're going to be given a short sample of text from Fire at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. Read through the handout and use its guidance to write your own examples. So summarizing or paraphrasing. So the idea is when you summarize or paraphrase, you put the source's information into your own words. Remember to still cite the source. The words are yours, but all of the information is not. One good way is to rephrase the text without copying, is to read the source and then do a rewrite without looking back at the source. So just kind of think about what you read and try to remember what it was about. And then after you've rewritten the info, revisit the source to check your accuracy and change anything that needs to be changed. So an example of this. The workers attempted to leave the building via the elevator, but it could only hold 12 people per trip. And after 4 trips, it broke down completely due to the heat. Out of sheer desperation, to escape the approaching flames, many girls who were stranded waiting for the elevator that wouldn't return jumped down the elevator shafts to their death. So an example of paraphrasing this, the building's only functional elevator made 4 trips before the heat stopped it from working. In a panic, many of the girls jumped down the elevator shaft but did not survive. So a direct quote. You can also use a direct quote with the author's name cited at the end. If you want to put less focus on the author of the source, you can cite their name at the end. They eventually paid $75 to each victim's family, though this was just a small portion of the $400 per death that they had received from their insurer. So an example from this, even after the tragic fire, the company did not show proper responsibility. Blahnik and Harris eventually paid $75 to each victim's family, though this was just a small portion of the $400 received per death that they had received from the insurer. So they've used the author of the article's name down here, but they have kind of clarified who was at fault, I guess, in a sense, which they left out of the previous. Okay? And then down here, using a direct quote with the author's name in the main text, if the author will be using your main text, remember to use a specific verb to show what the author's doing. So, they, meaning Blahnik and Harris, only paid their employees $15 a week, even though, as aforementioned, these women worked 12 hours each and every day. So, noting that Blahnik and Harris could not be trusted to protect their employees, writer Jessica Cantina points out that they only paid their employees $15 a week, even though, as aforementioned, these women worked 12 hours each and every day. So now you're going to practice these different types of citing your sources. So you're given a short example from the original text, and then you want to practice. So summarize right here, paraphrasing it. Here, use a direct quote. So take this original text, turn it into a direct quote. And then here, author's name cited at the end. Cite our author directly in. So you're going to refer back to essentially this handout right here and paraphrase. This is the first one. This is the second one I'm asking you to do. And then this is the third one I'm asking you to do.